Hi everyone, and welcome to Flosstube number 6. For you who are returning viewers, thank you so much for returning. It makes me very happy and warms my heart. For you who are new here, hi, my name is Marika. I live in Stockholm, Sweden, and here with my boyfriend and my 2 cats, and this is a channel about cross-stitching. And today I have a whole bunch of things to show you, but first I want to say I'm super sorry that I didn't have a video for you last week. I was sick, and doing a very short cliff note version, one of my chronic ailments is lupus. I'm very happy to have a very mild one, and currently I'm only treated with cortisone. However, I just recently got a new rheumatologist, and whenever I get a new one, this is my 8th since I got my diagnosis about 10 years ago, they always want to kind of mess with my medication. And this time around he was wondering if the pain that I was suffering was from fibro and not the lupus. And apparently, according to him, fibromyalgia the pain doesn't relieve from cortisone. But yeah, so I had to go down a little bit in my cortisone, which caused a high amount of pain and exhaustion, which ended up me not being able to make a video. I talked to him this week, and I have upped my dose on my cortisone, and I feel a lot better, so it's super good. It's super good. We're back on track here. But yes, today's agenda is some FFOs. I finally finished my project. I also have a couple of FOs. I have some work in progress. I have some new starts, and I have a little bit of haul. So it's kind of a traditional agenda. So let's jump into it and get started with the FFOs. So this is an image of one of my FFOs that I already have given to a friend of mine, and it is missing in the picture. It is missing its little bow creation, and the reason for that is because when I took the picture it didn't have one. I made it very quickly and put it on like 5 minutes before I left the door, and then realized that she has a 2-year-old daughter, and yeah, she kind of took everything apart. Happily enough, I only had double-sided tape, but yes, she had fun, and so I don't really mind. I don't mind at all that she played with it. It's like, okay, it became a toy. That's okay. Welcome Autumn is by Primrose Cottage Stitches. It was stitched on 16 count white Ida with DMC. For my second FFO, it's another Primrose Cottage Stitches design, which all of the FFOs are, and that is the pumpkin patch. And last time you saw it, it was mounted just the cross-stitch piece. This is 16 count white Ida, and it's stitched just with DMCs. The mounting I have done is that I've taken a brown fabric. This is a woven fabric. It has a very soft texture, so I thought it would be a perfect way of like framing the cross stitch itself. And then I'm using this more like teal fabric, which still is quite mild in the texture. It is little swirls and stuff around it, and I chose to go with this fabric because there's a lot of teal in the truck and the border, and I felt that those were the colors I wanted to kind of pick up on and push a little bit more. So then you have the teal design. All of them are fabrics mounted on poster board with a little bit of batting underneath. Everything is put together with double-sided Sock 1 tape. Sock 1 tape is a very sticky tape. Paper on paper, you cannot get it off ever. On fabric, you can still move things around a little bit, And for my bigger piece that I'm going to show you in a moment, I actually had to go in and add more double-sided tape because some of the pieces fell apart. So it's a very easy way to put them together, but I think for longevity you probably want to put a little bit of glue between the different layers. A lot of people use hot glue. I don't use hot glue. I hate hot glue. It's hot, and I have very tender, like sensitive fingers, most likely due to the lupus. But yes, so I prefer not to use hot glue, but a little bit of white glue between the layers would probably have been a good idea. But yes, this is a pumpkin patch project. And the third and last finished project is Autumn Rules, and I think I only had this as fabric last time, so I have mounted that with some batting onto some poster board. I've used double-sided tape again. This is the case. This brown piece were detaching or unattaching from the orange fabric. So I had it standing here and the whole brown thing just popped down. I have added a lot more double-sided tape, so basically covered the whole brown piece with that, but I would recommend probably using white glue if you wanted to stay for it. I also have double-sided tape on this little thing, and I am going to add some glue on it because that will fall apart. So I have, for this little thing, I have these teeny tiny little, these are actually plastic, and I have a huge bag of them, but with a little bit of a rake and 2 little flowers, perfect to kind of combine with that. This is a button that I made with my button maker, and it uses the orange part of the bottom fabric. And then, yeah, so that's those pieces. I have a golden ribbon, and I have this kind of square ribbon for that one. Again, I have gone in with this brown, with a more subtle design on as the frame. This is something I learned from card making, and I think can be a good thing to think about, and that is this cross stitch. It has a very busy design. It is beautiful and I love it, but it is quite busy. So to be able to have a more busy kind of main fabric in the back, I use the mid part. I have a very slightly patterned or one colored fabric that is just peeking out on the borders, because then I kind of make this little frame around the cross stitch before it goes to the more busy pattern. And by making that delimiter between them, you can still use a fairly busy pattern as your background and have the pretty busy cross stitch, and they still kind of work. It's not as busy for your eye. So this is the project. I hope you like it as much as I do, because I love it. So yeah, that is my fully finished pieces. Hopefully the rest of this video is gonna go a little bit faster. Then we have my FOs. So these are not fully finished pieces, these are just finishes, cross stitches, and it's gonna take a little time to make them fully finishes because I'm gonna make 2 quilts out of them. Yeah, I'm crazy. I talked about this last update. I have a couple of colleagues that are having children or recently had children, and I really wanted to make a keepsake for them. So I wanted to make little quilts. So I have stitched this Sweet Dreams bunny. This is a pattern from Cross Stitcher magazine, issue 207, December 2008. It is stitched on glittery or opalescent, a 14 count Ida in DMC. And there is a couple of mistakes on these. One of the bunnies have a slightly smaller face. I just felt that it doesn't matter because it doesn't look strange. So I just left all of the little mistakes in because I thought that could be cute. Also, a big difference here. At the end of the string is supposed to be sequins, and I do have the sequins, but with working and doing little quilts, I want them to be like machine washable, easy to use. So I decided to stitch those little stars, and I actually just picked 2 stars from the rest of the design, so just copies of some of the other stars on the design, and added down there. And then there's an alphabet with this project, so I just used that alphabet and wrote the names of the babies. Not the dates or anything, just the names, because I thought it could be cute. So yes, those are the 2 finishes I did. They were really quick to stitch. One of them was a weekend stitch, and it took me like two days in a weekend to stitch. So fairly easy to stitch. You could just use a white frame, because I actually have done that. I have used this exact pattern, used a white frame, and gave it to another friend in 2008 or 9 as a birth gift. So yes, that was my FOs, my finished objects. Then we have work in progress. And this have a little story, because you haven't seen this. I talked a lot about, like the first video, like I like to finish stuff so I don't have that many works in progress. Guess what? I have boxes all over the apartment with my supplies in, because we don't have good storage in this apartment. So instead I have these big plastic boxes, basically looking like these. This is kind of the half high, so I have like the double height of them. And some of them I apparently have some work in progress in, so that I forgotten that I had started. So this one, I'm gonna show you this one, see if I can get it not to, like that. You see, this is, the pattern is called Butterfly and Clematis. The brand says Sunset, however down here it says Dimension. So I do believe that it is a Dimension kit. It is from 2001. 2001, it says 2001 Dimension down here. So this is an old one. I picked this up at, I think, my first retreat. They had one of these where people sell their old stuff that they decided they don't want to do. And it has a companion piece, and I also picked that up. So I have 2 of them. The companion piece has a bird, so that is kind of why I bought them. But I decided to do the butterfly first, because it would be the boring one. But yes, this is where I'm at with that. And I actually have made, I stitched on like 1 or 2 days, and I made all of the green leaves, the little flower here, these green leaves. I also added some of the brown in. I got a lot done, and basically I was going to do Halloween stitches all through September. That was my decision. However, as I said, I've been sick. I've had a little bit of a rough time for other reasons. So I really needed something very, very simple that day. I finished the Sweet Dreams, and I was going to start a new project, and I couldn't decide because I was in that state. So I was super happy when I found this, and I decided, well, I'm gonna stitch for it. And I stitched like a day or 2, and I got a lot done. I'm really happy about the progress. It's gonna go back into the box. Probably won't see the face of the earth until like January, February, because I have plans. I have plans. So that was my work in progress, and now we're gonna get into new starts. I have 1 new start, and that is because I want to do a whole bunch of Halloween stitches, so I'm stitching just 1 at a time. There is a stitch along in the Stitching with Friends group, I think it is, on Facebook, and that is a Halloween stitch, and it had to be a certain size, 5 by 5 or like 2 by 6. This is a little bit bigger than that. I think this is like 3 by 7, but it is the Mysterious Halloween Town by a Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. So this is the design. This is how far I got in. From start, this was my new start. I have been stitching so much on this. I did take last weekend kind of off because Disney came out with a new video game to the Switch called Dreamlight Village, something like that. It's super fun. I played it like non-stop the whole last weekend, but otherwise I have been working on this. This is stitched, is 16 count pewter, and it's stitched with the DMC. So again, no overdyed threads. I just wanted to start it and I don't have the overdyed threads. It would take some time to get them to me, so I decided to do this. So yes, it's going so good. I'm currently working on a tree over here. This was a stitch along and before, and I think it came in 3 or 4 parts. So this house, half of this, then half, the other half, and then another house. So I have passed the midline, which was here somewhere. So almost 3/4. Almost 3/4. I'm super happy. I love it. Love it. And that was my new starts. So now we're gonna get into like haul, acquisition, that kind of a thing. I don't have that much, I have some. So we're gonna start with patterns, and I'm gonna show them here because all of them are PDFs, because that is so much easier. I did pick up a bunch from Primrose Cottages because I'm a little bad this way, and that is like, I'm gonna buy one PDF, and PDFs doesn't have any postage or anything, but I still have that little thing in my brain that's like, yeah, but I gotta make it worth the postage, even though it doesn't have postage. So I picked up 3 patterns. The first one is Hocus Pocus. They are all Halloween, by the way. Really love this. Really wanna get into that one, but I do want to finish the Halloween town. Then we have Eek Boo Shriek. This is the last of the little mini, I think they call them the postmarks of the Halloween versions. I bought the other 2 previously, so now I have all 3 of them, and I have a plan of making little mini pillows with them. And then we have Toil and Trouble. Another bigger design. It's going to take some more time. I've seen it's been I think it's been a stitch along that's been going on. However, I wanted to finish my full stitching before I went in with that. So I'm just going to stitch it on my own. So those were the 3 patterns that I picked up from Primrose Cottages from their Etsy store. And all of these things will be linked down below. If I can link them, if I can find things, I will link them in the description down below. Then we have my little teeny tiny order from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And by the way, they are the most amazing people. I realized recently that somewhere along the way, some of my pattern has gotten lost. And my Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery patterns were not in any of my hard drives. I back up everything and hadn't backed them up. So I contacted them and said, hi, I have bought some patterns in the past from you. Is it possible to be able to download them again? And they, like, within 24 hours got me links to download all my patterns again. I am so happy about that. Some of them I have finished, but I wanted to keep the patterns. Most of them I haven't finished, or I haven't even started. So really fun to get those patterns down. But I did do 2 new buys. One is the Mysterious Halloween Town. So I actually picked up that pattern. And then I picked up the companion piece to that, which is Midnight Way, which I also hope to start here in October. We'll see. It's a big project. I might want a smaller project in between. Then we have the physical things, and you have seen a little I don't know, sneak peek when I showed you the box, and that is I bought all the fabrics for my 3 quilts, and I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna go through them one by one. So this is a half yard package of flannel fabrics. It's called D for Dream. It is by Paper and Cloth for Moda, and I was looking for nice quilt fabric for these quilts, and it was super hard. I think it's not in season for babies, and for this fabric I think they only have a couple of these like bigger packages left, and they had two. They had one with, I think, which was a bigger, I don't know if it was full yards or if it was just more different ones, and had this, and this fell under, I did talk a lot about how I want to think about shopping from the US in the future, and this fell within that cost, so I ended up just buying these. So we have this grey one with stars and moons. It is so cute. It is so cute. I'm gonna see if I can get it to focus. Not on me, on the fabric. There you go. Beautiful. You have a companion one with just little white dots. I really like having, this is how I purchase my pattern paper for my cross stitching or for my card making. I like to have a mixture between big patterns, medium patterns and small patterns. These cute little bears, they're so adorable. Then we have just a blue one with yellow and white dots and some blue dots. We have the yellow version of that with gray dots. We have the yellow version of the little bears. We have the yellow version of the dots. We have the blue versions of the dots. We have moons and stars on blue with like little gray stars. We have the same fabric on white, which I really like. I hope it doesn't get too blown out. We have another big dots, but here it's colorful and got a little bit of a pink. And then we have a white bear. And my plan is to basically do one quilt that is blue, one quilt that is yellow, and one quilt that is like more towards the gray tones colors, because there's gonna be two boys and a girl. I would have wanted to actually make a quilt that was pink. However, I couldn't find a fabric that I liked, or a fabric collection that I liked that would work. And when I saw this, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm gonna do that like white gray one for the girl. And the way I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna try to get as much possible out of the fabric. So I'm gonna do my squares. It's gonna be a 3 by 12 10-inch squares. No, 3 by 4 10-inch squares, so that the quilt basically becomes 10 or 40-inch by 30-inch. And when I've done all of the fronts, including cutting out for the girl quilt front, I'm then going to take the rest of the fabric and use it as a scrap border, and the back probably a scrap back, just because I haven't found a good backing. We'll see how much fabric will be. I haven't really calculated this, but I do believe there's gonna be more than enough fabric left for that. So I hope that it will work out that way. But yes, that was most of my haul. That was actually most of my haul. I have a teeny tiny bit more, but I don't have it here. I basically bought little plastic buttons. Those I showed you the little, I don't know what it's called. This is the bad thing about being a Swedish that knows fairly good English. Sometimes some words just doesn't work. So basically, the one you usually make holes with and stuff, I have bought specific one for these buttons to be able to attach to the buttons, to make it easier, not having to stand and having a hammer and stuff like that. And I showed you that a couple of weeks ago, that little thing. and I bought buttons for it in black, purple and dark brown, and I'm gonna use it for small little bags and stuff, so it's gonna be super fun. Really want to get back into sewing, but I still need to get my office cleaned out and workable. For my last little thing before I leave you, in my tools video 2 weeks ago, I talked about ort jars. I talked about my own little ort jars, and I actually made 3 new ones. There is a video on my craft channel, I link it down below, where you can find a description on how to do these. I would like to send them to people, however, I don't think I can, because after you have opened them up, they're a little bit fragile. So yeah, these are the 3 ones. So I made one Christmas one, and this I want to use for the ornaments. I know that the second ornament from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitcher has come out, the pattern for their stitch along. However, I just want to finish my Halloween stitching right now. I'm not wanting to work with the Christmas one, so I'm just not gonna do that right now. And then I do 2 Halloween because I want to do Halloween stitching. I have this one which I'm currently using for the Halloween town. It has some purples and greens in the plaid, and then it has like a very busy design on the side. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Come on, camera. There we go, maybe. And the last one is this one. Let's see if we can hide me. There we go, hide, no. And it is this cute one. This is my favorite one because the patterns worked so good together. So these are made by double-sided papers. All of these are made from retired Doodlebug Designs cardstock. So I'm sorry that you can't get these specific cardstocks, but I basically are just using up all my retired cardstock to make little ort jars. They're super fun. But yes, that was all for me this week. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments or questions, anything, just drop them down below. If you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you like the video. That means a lot to me. And I will see you next Monday with another video. Bye!